Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Let's talk about what they don't tell you about being a writer. Lynn Howard did a video a few weeks ago about what they don't tell you about being a writer. Today I'd like to add to it with my 10 tips. Lynn touched on this in her video, but I'd like to expand on that same topic. In Lynn's video, she mentioned how procrastination will not get your book finished. And while that's true, there's another side of the coin with this one. If you don't occasionally give yourself permission to take time off, you're going to get burned out, and that's worse than procrastination sometimes. So take that break, take a walk, watch some television, listen to some music, whatever it is that can get you into a mentally stable place to continue your writing. The second thing they don't tell you about being a writer is that it involves a ton of research. Writing isn't as easy as just sitting down and doing it. Obviously, some people are able to do that more than others, but there's still some research involved. The amount of research that has to be done depends on the type of story, the genre, the characters, stuff like that. And every writer is a little bit of a detective. Whether it's landscape, characters, history, whatever it is you're researching, every manuscript depends on some level of it. You're essentially creating a movie with words. Obviously, each author has their own level of description, but in the end, every story has to provide a projection into the reader's mind so they can immerse themselves into the book. Now, I'm not saying write a book like a movie. I'm not saying you have to have pages and pages of description, but you should still get the same feeling when reading a book as you do when watching a movie. Scenes should be clear, exciting, and keep your attention. The fourth thing they don't tell you about being a writer is something that I wish I was told long ago because I rushed my first books. It could take a year or more to finish your first draft, and that's okay. Every writer is different, but don't expect to write 50,000 words in a week. Not everybody can do that, and that's okay. Take your time and do it your own way. Number 5 really doesn't pertain to self-published authors. It more pertains to traditionally published authors, but I think it's something everybody should know. We're talking about agents. Most publishers won't even look at a manuscript that is submitted by the author themselves. It's true, and querying agents could take a year or more of your life, and your book could sit on a shelf. And even then, you could be no further, no closer to publishing. That's where self-publishing comes in. But that's a decision that each individual writer needs to make. The sixth thing is everybody can write, but not everybody can be a writer. Now, don't jump down my throat. I'm a firm believer that everyone who wants to write should. But to be a writer means growing, learning. One way to do that is with beta readers, editors, even reviewers. Now, I wouldn't take too much stock in reviews because a lot of people just tend to rip apart a book when it's not necessary. There are little snippets of constructive criticism in each review, so look for that and learn from it. If you don't take some of this advice to heart, you're stuck in a rut. Writing won't improve and people will probably go for other books. Number 7 isn't really that big of a deal, but I thought I would put it in here. Not every writer is going to have the luxury of an office or a dedicated space to write. Even after multiple books, you may have to write in a chair, on the couch, the kitchen table, or even on the floor. As you can tell, I'm not in an office. I wish I had one, but I don't have that luxury. But you know what? I still get books done. I do have a desk, which you'll see in future videos, but it's just in a corner in my bedroom, so it's not exactly a dedicated space. The next one might have some people disagreeing with it, and I don't exactly think it's a 100% foolproof idea, but it's important. Bestseller status is not the only way to get seen or acknowledged as a writer. That again. Bestseller status is not the only way to be seen or is acknowledged as a writer. Yes, it's how you make money and it's how you maybe get your book made into a movie, but it's not the only most important thing. Getting readers, getting reviewers, word of mouth, having people read your book in a book club, any of these things could get you acknowledged as a writer. So if you don't become a bestseller, don't get discouraged. It may happen one day, it may not. But if you love writing, keep going. Chapter 9 kind of also talks about traditional authors, not self-published, but I think it's important to mention only because you never know who might be watching and who might not know if they're going self-published or not. And it's something that you probably should be prepared for. Publishers can and will drop you if sales are low. Even if it's in the middle of a series, they will not hesitate to drop you if they were not making the sales. Several well-known authors out there who have been dropped in the middle of their series because their publishers were not getting the money that they were expecting. And that's one of the downfalls to traditional publishing. Self-publishing, you can keep publishing no matter what your sales are like, but with traditionals, they pretty much have the say in whether you continue the series or not. And the last one is something I still have an issue with, and I'm sure many authors do as well. Do not compare yourself to other authors. Don't do it. It gives you more stress and makes writing not all that fun. You can aspire to other authors' talent, but if it's not identical to yours, don't think yours is no good. It just means yours is different, and your writing style is different, and that's okay. For more tips, watch Lynn Howard's video. Thanks for watching, and I'd love to hear from you in the comments. If you'd like to get a heads up on videos and some sneak peeks, join me on Instagram, which is also in my description. There's some great hints posted for Thursday's video. Check it out, and I'll see you then.